Well, Speaker Cruz has now reintroduced legislation to raise the minimum wage incrementally on Guam to $10.10 an hour. This on the heels of a completed wage study that was released last weekend. But while Speaker Cruz approves overall of the study, he is questioning the motive and authenticity of a 20-page addendum. Here's more. Speaker Cruz reintroduced legislation today to increase Guam's minimum wage incrementally to $10.10 an hour. If the measure passes, the first increase from $8.25 to $9.20 an hour would take effect October 1st of this year, with the second increase from $9.20 to $10.10 to take place on October 1st of 2018. This increase, of course, comes after a completed wage study that was conducted by Market Research and Development in conjunction with research teams from the University of Washington and the University of Guam that showed that the last wage increase was enacted in 2015 by Speaker Cruz to $8.25 an hour had no negative impact on Guam's economy.
It wasn't what they had all thought was going to happen, and so I was confident that that's what the report was going to show. And I was happy that the academicians were honest enough to protect their integrity by doing a scientific study and confirming.
But Speaker Cruz quickly turns his attention to the addendum attached with the study. The 10-page document, which differs in tone from the actual study, focuses strictly on how local businesses would react to a possible wage increase to $10.10 an hour. But Speaker Cruz argues that that document has no merit. He even suggests that the addendum was championed by Jay Merrill, the owner of MR&D, to perpetuate the narrative that a higher wage increase to $10.10 an hour would mean, yet again, the economic apocalypse for Guam.
There were no scientific documents that were attached to that. That was all anecdotal statements made by various people that they called to interview. Well, I'm sure it was Jay, and don't mind saying it. I mean, he owns the company, and he's never been in favor of minimum wage increase since the first one I proposed 12 years ago. It was something that had not even been contemplated by the RFP or the law that was passed in 2014. And they wrote it at loop. I can only postulate that the reason why it was prepared was because they knew that I was going to be proposing increases, and they had to have something that said that the sky was going to fall again.
So we contacted Jay Merrill, and he tells PNC that at the time they conducted the survey, in addition to asking participants about the first increase, which was to $8.25 an hour, they also asked how they felt about an increase to $10.10 an hour. That information was included in the study when it was first submitted to GDOL, but according to Merrill, because the RFP did not require questions relating to a $10.10 increase, MR&D had to separate the information into what you see as the addendum. This, according to Merrill, is what in part caused the latest delay in submitting the study that was reported last year.
Studied this time, and it showed that there was no negative impact, that it was actually fairly positive. So, but they insist that they're going to put on a 20-page addenda, for lack of a more polite word to use, that says, oh, it's you know, the sky's going to fall. It didn't fall 2 years ago. It's not going to fall again. Get over it. If you're going to oppose it, then just say you oppose it.
You can read the completed wage study and Speaker Cruz's bill both online at pacificnewscenter.com.